Anxiety disorders can be complex and multifaceted, often defying a single explanation, which makes understanding their underlying causes a challenging endeavor. While researchers have identified various factors that contribute to anxiety, some aspects remain elusive, leaving many questions unanswered. One study suggests that individuals with a family history of anxiety disorders may have a higher likelihood of developing similar issues themselves, but the specific genetic markers and mechanisms that contribute to this predisposition are not fully understood. Additionally, the impact of brain chemistry is another area of investigation. Neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine are known to play a role in mood regulation, yet how imbalances in these chemicals lead to anxiety disorders is still being actively researched, with many mysteries still to unravel. Moreover, environmental factors can also complicate the picture. Early life experiences, such as trauma or chronic stress, have a significant impact on a person's mental health. But why some individuals develop anxiety disorders while others do not, despite similar experiences, remains a topic of debate. This raises questions about resilience and why some people seem better equipped to handle stress than others, possibly pointing to individual differences in personality or coping strategies that are not yet fully understood. Furthermore, the relationship between anxiety disorders and the body's physiological responses is another area ripe for exploration. For instance, the fight or flight response is a natural reaction to perceived threats, but in individuals with anxiety disorders, this system can become overactive, leading to excessive feelings of fear or worry. Understanding how this response becomes dysregulated could provide insights into the root causes of anxiety, but researchers are still piecing together the biological and psychological components involved. Another intriguing aspect is the influence of lifestyle factors. Diet, sleep patterns, and physical activity levels can all affect anxiety, yet the precise ways in which these elements interact with mental health are still being studied. For example, how does a lack of sleep exacerbate anxiety symptoms? Or why do some diets appear to help alleviate anxiety in certain individuals? These require further research to uncover the connections between various lifestyle habits and mental health. Cultural factors also play a role, as societal expectations and norms can shape how anxiety is experienced and expressed. Different cultures may have various ways of interpreting anxiety, and what is considered a disorder in one culture might be viewed differently in another. This raises important questions about the universality of anxiety disorders and whether there are specific cultural influences that contribute. Childhood trauma, a deeply distressing experience, can have profound and long-lasting effects on adult relationships, often in ways we do not fully grasp. When a child experiences trauma, such as abuse, neglect, or loss, their emotional and psychological development can be significantly disrupted. This disruption can lead to difficulties in forming secure attachments and trusting others, which are fundamental aspects of healthy adult relationships. Adults who have faced childhood trauma may carry with them a heightened sense of anxiety or fear of abandonment, which can manifest in various ways, such as clinginess, jealousy, or an overwhelming need for reassurance from their partners. These reactions may stem from the child's early experiences where their needs were not met, leading to a belief that love and safety are conditional or unreliable. Additionally, individuals with a history of trauma might struggle with emotional regulation. They may find it challenging to express their feelings or may react in extreme ways to situations that remind them of past traumas, often leading to misunderstandings and conflicts in relationships. This can create a cycle of emotional volatility where partners feel confused or frustrated, not understanding the underlying causes of their loved one's reactions. The impact of childhood trauma can also lead to a distorted self-esteem, where individuals may feel unworthy of love or happiness, causing them to sabotage their relationships or push loved ones away, fearing intimacy or vulnerability. Furthermore, unresolved trauma can trigger a phenomenon known as reenactment, where individuals unknowingly recreate the dynamics of their past experiences in their adult relationships. For example, someone who experienced neglect as a child might find themselves in relationships where they feel neglected or unimportant, perpetuating a cycle of pain and disappointment. difficult for both the individual and their partner to understand why certain patterns keep recurring. On another level, the effects of childhood trauma can also influence communication styles. Individuals may have learned to avoid conflict or suppress their emotions due to fear of further trauma, leading to passive or aggressive communication in adult relationships. This can create a significant barrier to open and honest dialogue, which is crucial for resolving conflicts and building intimacy. The inability to communicate effectively can lead to escalating tensions, misunderstandings, and ultimately the deterioration of the relationship. Moreover, trauma can impact one's ability to empathize with others, as the focus often remains on their internal struggles and pain. This self-centric view can hinder the capacity to be present for a partner, making it difficult to share in their experiences or offer support. The nature of consciousness is one of the most profound and intriguing questions in both philosophy and science, as it delves into the essence of what it means to be aware, to think, and to experience the world. At its core, consciousness refers to the state of being aware of and able to think about one's own existence, thoughts, and surroundings. But despite its fundamental importance to human experience, the mechanisms and origins of consciousness remain elusive, leading many to regard it as a mystery. One reason consciousness is still a mystery is that it encompasses a wide range of experiences, from simple sensory perceptions to complex thoughts and emotions. Scientists and philosophers often struggle to define consciousness, as it is not something that can be easily measured or observed. Unlike physical phenomena, consciousness involves subjective experiences, which are inherently personal and difficult to quantify. For instance, when we see a beautiful sunset, the experience of awe and appreciation is deeply personal, and conveying that feeling to another person can be challenging. This subjectivity raises questions about whether consciousness can be fully understood through objective scientific methods. Additionally, there are various theories about how consciousness arises, with some suggesting that it is a byproduct of brain activity, while others argue that it may be a fundamental aspect of the universe, akin to space and time. The neuroscientific perspective posits that consciousness emerges from complex interactions within neural networks, yet, despite significant advancements in brain imaging technology such as fMRI and EEG, pinpointing where and how consciousness arises in the brain continues to be a daunting task. Researchers have made strides in linking specific brain regions to certain aspects of consciousness, but a comprehensive understanding remains elusive, leaving many questions unanswered. Philosophically, the so-called hard problem of consciousness, introduced by David Chalmers, highlights the difficulty of explaining why and how physical processes in the brain translate into subjective experiences. While we can observe brain activity and correlate it with conscious thought, understanding the fundamental nature of these experiences, what it feels like to see, to hear, or to think, remains a significant challenge. Of consciousness, which involve understanding the mechanisms behind cognitive functions, and the hard problem, which questions the nature of subjective experience, illustrates the complexity of the topic. Furthermore, the question of whether consciousness is unique to humans, or if it exists in varying degrees in other animals, or even artificial intelligence, adds another layer to this mystery. Studies have shown that many animals exhibit signs of consciousness. Such genetic and environmental factors play a fascinating role in shaping our personality traits, creating a complex interplay that has intrigued researchers for decades. To begin with, genetic factors refer to the hereditary traits passed down from our parents, encoded in our DNA. And these can influence various aspects of our personality, such as temperament and emotional responses. For instance, studies have shown that traits like extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism can have a significant genetic component, meaning that individuals may be predisposed to certain personality characteristics based on their genetic makeup. However, genetics alone do not dictate who we become. Environmental factors, which include our upbringing, culture, life experiences, and social interactions, are equally crucial in shaping our personality. For example, a child raised in a nurturing and supportive environment may develop a more secure attachment style and higher self-esteem, while another child who experiences neglect or trauma might develop anxiety or maladaptive personality traits. This suggests that while we may inherit certain tendencies, it is the environment that often helps to mold and refine these traits throughout our lives. Moreover, the interaction between genetic predispositions and environmental influences is not straightforward. This interaction can be seen in concepts like gene and environment correlation and gene and environment interaction. Gene and environment correlation occurs when an individual's genetic traits influence the environments they seek out or create. For instance, a naturally outgoing child may gravitate towards social situations, which in turn reinforces their sociable nature. On the other hand, gene-environment interaction refers to the way that different environments can influence the expression of genetic traits. For example, a person with a genetic predisposition for anxiety may not exhibit this trait if they grow up in a calm and supportive environment, whereas a more stressful setting might trigger the anxiety, showcasing how critical our surroundings can be. Research also highlights the idea of epigenetics, where environmental factors can affect how genes are expressed without altering the underlying DNA sequence. This means that experiences such as stress, nutrition, and social interactions can lead to changes in gene expression that influence personality traits. For instance, experiencing a traumatic event might lead to changes in how certain genes related to stress and mood regulation are expressed, potentially resulting in long-term effects on personality. In addition, cultural factors significantly contribute to personality development. Different cultures may value and promote various traits, such as independence versus collectivism or assertiveness versus harmony, influencing how individuals perceive themselves and their behaviors. Thus, a person's cultural background can shape their personality traits. The placebo effect is a fascinating phenomenon, where a person experiences real changes in their health simply because they believe they are receiving treatment, even if that treatment is inactive. Like a sugar pill, this effect highlights the power of the mind over the body, and it can be influenced by several mechanisms. One key mechanism is the brain's expectation of relief, which can trigger the release of natural chemicals such as endorphins and dopamine that help alleviate pain and improve mood. When a person expects a positive outcome, their brain prepares for it, sometimes resulting in actual physical changes that can enhance their well-being. Another important factor is conditioning, which is similar to the way dogs can learn to associate the sound of a bell with food. If someone has previously experienced relief from pain after taking a certain medication, they might begin to associate any pill or treatment with that relief, even if it's just a placebo. This learned response can be quite powerful, leading to genuine improvements in symptoms. Furthermore, the social context in which a treatment is received plays a significant role. For instance, a patient might feel more optimistic about their treatment if they have a supportive doctor who shows confidence in the effectiveness of the placebo, or if they are part of a clinical trial where they feel they are contributing to science. Individual differences also play a crucial role in how effective the placebo effect can be. Factors like personality traits, past experiences with treatments, cultural background, and even genetics can influence how one responds to a placebo. Some people are more susceptible to the placebo effect due to their optimistic outlook or high levels of anxiety, which can amplify their expectations and experiences. On the other hand, individuals who are skeptical or have a more pessimistic view may not experience the same level of benefit from a placebo. Additionally, the type of condition being treated can affect the strength of the placebo response. For example, conditions like pain, depression, and anxiety often show a stronger placebo effect compared to other ailments. This variability might be due to the complex interplay of psychological, social, and biological factors that contribute to how we perceive and experience symptoms. In essence, the placebo effect is a testament to the intricate connections between our minds and bodies, revealing how belief and expectation can drive real change, but also highlighting the complexities of human psychology and individual differences in health experiences. The experience of trauma can deeply affect individuals in varying ways. leading some to recover while others may develop post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. One key factor in this difference is the concept of resilience, which refers to a person's ability to adapt and bounce back in the face of adversity. Resilience can be influenced by a variety of factors, including genetic predispositions, personality traits, and life experiences. Friends often demonstrate greater resilience as these connections can provide emotional comfort and practical assistance during difficult times. Additionally, individuals with a history of coping successfully with previous stressors may find it easier to manage new traumatic experiences. Moreover, the nature of the trauma itself plays a significant role in determining the outcome for individuals. Traumas that are sudden and unpredictable, such as accidents or natural disasters, may lead to different responses compared to those that are prolonged or involve interpersonal violence, such as abuse. The latter can create feelings of helplessness and betrayal, which may increase the likelihood of developing PTSD. Furthermore, the timing of the trauma, along with the individual's developmental stage, can also impact recovery. For example, children may process traumatic events differently than adults, and early exposure to trauma can have long-lasting effects on their mental health. Another aspect to consider is the individual's coping strategies. People employ various methods to deal with stress, and those who use adaptive coping strategies, like seeking support or engaging in positive activities, tend to fare better in the aftermath of trauma. In contrast, individuals who resort to avoidance, substance abuse, or self-blame may find themselves struggling more significantly. The presence of pre-existing mental health conditions can also complicate recovery, making individuals more vulnerable to developing PTSD after experiencing trauma. Interestingly, cultural factors, including societal norms and beliefs about trauma, can shape how individuals respond to traumatic events. In some cultures, discussing trauma and seeking help is encouraged, which can facilitate recovery, while in others there may be stigma associated with mental health issues, preventing individuals from accessing the support they need. Additionally, the role of biological factors, such as the brain's response to stress, is crucial. Some individuals may have an overactive stress response system, making them more susceptible to anxiety and PTSD, while others may have a more balanced or protective response. Ultimately, the interplay of these various elements, resilience, the nature of the trauma, coping strategies, cultural context, and biological responses, creates a complex role in our decision-making processes, often functioning beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. While we're often focused on the rational, conscious thoughts that guide our choices, much of our decision-making is influenced by unconscious factors, which can include our emotions, past experiences, and even subtle cues from our environment. Research in psychology has shown that the unconscious mind processes information in a way that differs significantly from our conscious reasoning. For example, when faced with a choice, our unconscious mind can quickly evaluate options based on previous experiences, emotional responses, and ingrained biases, allowing us to make decisions faster than if we relied solely on rational thought. This can be particularly important in situations where quick decisions are needed, such as during emergencies or when facing social interactions. Interestingly, studies have indicated that a significant portion of our daily decisions, perhaps up to 95%, occur without our conscious awareness, highlighting just how powerful the unconscious mind can be. It acts almost like an internal advisor, sifting through memories and feelings, presenting us with gut feelings or instincts that guide our choices. For instance, when you meet someone for the first time, your unconscious mind may pick up on subtle nonverbal cues like body language or tone of voice that inform your initial impression, often before you even consciously register those details. Moreover, the unconscious mind can also influence our preferences and desires, sometimes steering us toward choices that align with our hidden motivations or fears. This is evident in consumer behavior, where advertisements often target the unconscious mind, tapping into emotions and desires that may not be overtly acknowledged. Advertisers understand that people often make purchasing decisions based on feelings rather than logical analysis, which is why they create compelling narratives that resonate with viewers on an emotional level. In addition, the unconscious mind can be a source of creativity and insight. When we allow our minds to wander or when we engage in activities that require less conscious thought, like daydreaming or taking a shower, our unconscious can make connections between ideas that our conscious mind might overlook. This is why many people find that solutions to problems often appear when they least expect them, as their unconscious mind continues to work on the issue even when they're not actively thinking about it. Distracted thinking, in contrast, is something that rarely happens when we are not actively thinking about it. However, the influence of the unconscious mind is not always beneficial. It can also lead us to make biased or irrational decisions based on stereotypes or preconceived notions that we may not even realize we hold. These unconscious biases can affect everything from hiring decisions to social media use. Has become an integral part of our daily lives, and its impact on self-esteem and body image is a topic of significant interest, particularly as it varies across different demographics. Numerous studies have shown that social media can influence individuals' perceptions of themselves, often in both positive and negative ways, depending on various factors like age, gender, and cultural background. For instance, younger users, especially adolescents, are particularly susceptible to the pressures of social media, where they are frequently exposed to idealized images and lifestyles that can lead to feelings of inadequacy or anxiety about their own bodies. As they scroll through curated feeds filled with seemingly perfect lives, they might compare themselves unfavorably to others, which can negatively affect their self-esteem. Furthermore, research indicates that young women are more likely to experience body dissatisfaction linked to social media use than young men. This is largely because women often face societal pressures to meet certain beauty standards, which are heavily promoted through influencers and celebrities on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. These standards can create a cycle of comparison, where users feel compelled to alter their appearance, whether through filters, editing, or even cosmetic procedures, to fit these narrow ideals. On the other hand, young men, while also affected, may focus more on attributes such as muscularity and strength, leading to different concerns regarding their body image. Interestingly, the effects of social media are not limited to just the young. Adults, too, can experience shifts in self-esteem due to social media, though the dynamics may differ. For instance, older adults might use social media to reconnect with friends and family, which can enhance their self-esteem, but they might also encounter feelings of jealousy or inadequacy when viewing the lives of younger generations. This can be particularly true if they feel disconnected or out of touch with the fast-paced world of social media trends. Moreover, cultural background plays a crucial role in how social media affects body image and self-esteem. In some cultures, there is a stronger emphasis on communal values and collective well-being, which can mitigate the adverse effects of social media. In contrast, in more individualistic societies, the emphasis on personal achievements and appearances can exacerbate feelings of inadequacy. Additionally, marginalized groups may face unique challenges, such as representation issues, which can further complicate their experiences on social media. For instance, people of color, LGBTQ+ individuals, and those with disabilities may not see themselves reflected in the mainstream narratives shared online, leading to feelings of alienation. The phenomenon of flow, often described as that state of being fully immersed in an activity where time seems to disappear and one feels a deep sense of enjoyment and fulfillment, involves several key factors that contribute to its occurrence. First and foremost, the task must present a balance between challenge and skill, meaning that the activity should be challenging enough to engage the individual, yet not so difficult that it becomes frustrating. When people feel their skills are adequate to meet the demands of the task, they are more likely to experience flow. Additionally, clear goals and immediate feedback are essential, as they help individuals understand their progress and maintain focus. When one knows what they are striving for and can see how they are doing in real time, it enhances concentration and motivation, which are crucial for achieving flow. Moreover, the environment plays a significant role in facilitating flow. A setting that minimizes distractions, provides the right tools, and creates a sense of safety can help individuals dive deeper into their tasks. is also important for individuals to have a certain level of intrinsic motivation, which means they engage in the activity for its own sake rather than for external rewards. This inner drive can significantly influence whether someone reaches that flow state or not. However, not everyone experiences flow, and this can be due to various reasons. Some individuals may struggle with anxiety or self-doubt, which can interrupt their ability to focus and engage fully in an activity. Others might not have had enough opportunities to develop their skills in a particular area, making it harder to find the right balance between challenge and ability. Additionally, personal interests vary greatly, meaning that what might be engaging and immersive for one person could feel tedious or uninteresting to another. Finally, societal and cultural factors can also play a role, as some environments may not encourage deep engagement in activities, leading to fewer opportunities for flow experiences. Understanding these factors can shed light on why flow is a unique and sometimes elusive experience for many individuals. Cognitive biases are fascinating, yet often overlooked aspects of our thinking, affecting how we perceive reality in subtle but profound ways. These biases are systematic patterns of deviation from norm or rationality in judgment, and they can shape our beliefs, decisions, and interactions without us even realizing it. For instance, consider the confirmation bias, which leads individuals to seek out, interpret, and remember information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs, while ignoring or dismissing contradicting evidence. This can create a skewed perception of reality, reinforcing stereotypes or unfounded opinions, and making it difficult for people to change their minds, even in the face of new, compelling information. Similarly, the availability heuristic can influence our perception based on what readily comes to mind. If someone frequently hears about plane crashes in the news, they might overestimate the likelihood of such an event occurring, leading to an irrational fear of flying, despite statistics showing it is one of the safest modes of transport. Another interesting bias is the anchoring effect, where individuals rely too heavily on the first piece of information they encounter when making decisions. For example, if someone is told that a particular car costs $20,000, they might perceive a price of $18,000 as a great deal, even if that car is actually worth much less. This anchoring can distort our judgment and lead us to make poor decisions based on arbitrary figures. In social contexts, biases like the fundamental attribution error come into play, where we might attribute someone else's behavior to their character while downplaying situational factors. For example, if someone cuts us off in traffic, we may think, "What a rude person," rather than considering they might be rushing to a hospital. This can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, as we fail to recognize the complexities of other situations. The Dunning-Kruger effect is another intriguing phenomenon, where individuals with low ability at a task overestimate their competence, while those with higher ability may underestimate theirs. This bias can impact areas such as workplace dynamics, where less skilled employees might express unwarranted confidence, potentially stifling the contributions of more knowledgeable colleagues. Additionally, the bandwagon effect illustrates how people often adopt beliefs or behaviors simply because others do, leading to trends that may not be based on sound reasoning. This can be seen in social media, where misinformation spreads rapidly as individuals jump on the latest viral idea without questioning its validity. Moreover, our perception of time can also be distorted by cognitive bias. Addiction is a complex issue, one that goes far beyond just the physical dependence on substances, and it is essential to explore the psychological factors that often remain unaddressed. At the heart of addiction, there is typically a deep-seated emotional pain, which can stem from various sources, such as trauma, neglect, or unresolved mental health issues. Many individuals may turn to drugs or alcohol as a way to escape, cope, or numb their feelings, leading them down a path of dependency. This coping mechanism can provide temporary relief, but it often masks deeper issues, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. One crucial psychological underpinning of addiction is the concept of self-medication. People often use substances to alleviate symptoms of anxiety, depression, or other mental health conditions. This behavior can lead to a false sense of control, as substances may temporarily enhance mood or reduce stress, providing a short-lived solution to ongoing emotional struggles. However, this self-medication can prevent individuals from seeking proper treatment for their underlying conditions, as they may become reliant on substances instead. Another aspect that is frequently overlooked is the role of attachment styles developed during childhood. Individuals who experience insecure attachment, whether due to inconsistent care or trauma, may struggle with forming healthy relationships later in life. This lack of secure attachments can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, contributing to the craving for substances that provide a sense of belonging or connection, albeit in an unhealthy way. Furthermore, these attachment issues can instill a fear of abandonment, making individuals more prone to seeking solace in substances, which they perceive as reliable companions. Additionally, the concept of impulsivity is significant in understanding addiction. Many individuals who struggle with addiction tend to have higher impulsivity levels, which can be linked to various psychological factors, including low self-control and poor decision-making skills. This impulsivity can lead to engaging in risky behaviors such as substance use, without fully considering the long-term consequences. The brain's reward system, which releases chemicals like dopamine when engaging in pleasurable activities, can be hijacked by substances, reinforcing this impulsive behavior and making it increasingly difficult to resist. Moreover, the social environment in which a person exists plays a critical role in addiction. Social learning theory posits that behaviors are learned through observation and imitation. If an individual grows up in an environment where substance use is normalized or glamorized, they may be more likely to adopt these behaviors themselves. Peer pressure can further exacerbate the situation, leading to a cycle of resilience. The ability to bounce back from challenges varies significantly from person to person, and several factors contribute to why some individuals seem to handle adversity better than others. One of the key elements is genetics. Research suggests that some people are genetically predisposed to have a more optimistic outlook on life, which helps them cope with stress more effectively. Environmental factors also play a crucial role. Individuals who grow up in supportive families or communities tend to develop stronger coping mechanisms. For instance, having parents who model resilience and offer emotional support can instill a sense of security, which can help children face difficulties later on. Another important aspect is the mindset, particularly the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Those with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can be developed through hard work and perseverance, which makes them more likely to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable obstacles. Furthermore, social connections are vital. Having a network of friends, family, or mentors can provide emotional support, practical assistance, and encouragement during tough times, which can enhance resilience. Additionally, experiences of overcoming previous challenges can build resilience. Individuals who have faced hardships before may develop a stronger sense of self-efficacy, which is the belief in one's ability to succeed. This means that when faced with new challenges, they might draw on their past experiences and the skills they've gained, making them feel more equipped to handle current difficulties. Moreover, cultural factors can influence resilience. In some cultures, community and collectivism are emphasized, which can foster a sense of belonging and shared responsibility, making individuals feel less isolated during tough times. In contrast, cultures that prioritize individualism may put more pressure on individuals to cope alone, potentially reducing resilience. Lastly, emotional regulation plays a significant role in resilience. People who can manage their emotions well, recognizing and processing their feelings without being overwhelmed, tend to navigate difficulties more successfully. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and cognitive reframing can help individuals maintain a balanced perspective and reduce feelings of helplessness in the face of adversity. In summary, the interplay between genetics, environment, mindset, social support, past experiences, cultural influences, and emotional regulation all contribute to why some people exhibit greater resilience when facing challenges, creating a complex tapestry of factors that shape individual responses to adversity. The concept of free will often seems at odds with deterministic views in psychology, which suggest that our thoughts, actions, and choices are predetermined by factors like biology, environment, and past experiences. To understand how these two ideas can coexist, it's essential to delve into both perspectives. Determinism posits that every event or action, including human behavior, is the result of preceding events in accordance with the laws of nature, meaning that our decisions could be seen as the outcome of a chain of prior causes. For instance, if someone grows up in a supportive environment, their experiences might lead them to make different choices than someone raised in a challenging situation. This idea can make it seem like our choices are not truly our own, as they are heavily influenced by external factors. Yet proponents of free will argue that despite these influences, individuals still possess the capacity to make choices, to act in ways that are not entirely dictated by their circumstances or biology. This brings us to the notion of compatibilism, which suggests that free will and determinism can coexist. Compatibilists argue that free will is not about being free from all influences, but rather about being able to act according to one's own motivations and desires, even if those desires are shaped by various factors. For example, if a person chooses to pursue a career in medicine because they have a passion for helping others, their choice can still be seen as an expression of free will. Even if this perspective allows for a middle ground, where individuals can have agency and responsibility for their actions, while also acknowledging the role that determinism plays in shaping those actions. Furthermore, modern psychology often recognizes that human behavior is incredibly complex, influenced by a myriad of factors, including genetics, culture, and individual experiences. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, emphasizes that while our thoughts and feelings can be influenced by past experiences, we still have the ability to change our thought patterns and behaviors through conscious effort. This suggests that while our choices might be influenced by deterministic factors, we still possess the capacity to exercise free will in how we respond to those influences. In exploring this coexistence further, it's also worth considering the role of consciousness in decision-making. Some theories propose that conscious awareness allows us to reflect on our thoughts and choices, giving us the opportunity to make decisions that align with our values and desires, even amidst external pressures. This awareness can create a sense of agency where individuals feel living through a pandemic such as COVID-19 has led to a range of long-term psychological effects that many people are still grappling with today. One of the most significant impacts has been an increase in anxiety and depression. The constant uncertainty, fear of illness, and loss of normalcy have made it difficult for many individuals to cope, leading to heightened stress levels that can persist even after the immediate crisis has passed. This ongoing anxiety often manifests in various ways, including difficulty concentrating, sleep disturbances, and a general sense of unease, which can linger long after the pandemic is over. Moreover, the experience of social isolation during lockdowns has also had profound effects on mental health. Many individuals found themselves cut off from loved ones, leading to feelings of loneliness and disconnection. For some, this isolation has exacerbated pre-existing health conditions, while for others it has caused new issues to arise. The lack of social interaction can diminish one's support network, which is crucial for emotional well-being, and as a result, many people are finding it challenging to re-establish connections, even as restrictions lift. Another long-term psychological effect of living through a pandemic is the phenomenon known as survivor's guilt. Individuals who have managed to stay healthy may feel guilty for not experiencing loss, especially when they see friends or family members who have suffered due to the virus. This can lead to feelings of shame and confusion about their own well-being, complicating their emotional responses and increasing psychological distress. Additionally, many people have reported changes in their overall worldview and priorities. The pandemic has prompted a reassessment of personal values, with some individuals becoming more focused on health, family, and community, while others may develop a sense of fatalism or hopelessness about the future. This shift in perspective can lead to long-lasting changes in behavior and decision-making, influencing everything from career choices to personal relationships. Another notable psychological effect is the increase in post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, symptoms among those who have experienced severe illness, loss, or the stress of frontline work during the pandemic. Healthcare workers in particular have reported high rates of PTSD due to the intense and traumatic nature of their experiences, including witnessing suffering and loss on a daily basis. This can result in long-term emotional scars that may require professional intervention to heal. Furthermore, the pandemic has intensified existing inequalities in mental health care access. Those from marginalized communities may have experienced even greater psychological challenges due to systemic issues such as certain memories fade, while others remain vivid throughout life due to a combination of several factors, including the emotional significance of the memory, the frequency of recall, and the way our brains process and store information. Memories that are tied to strong emotions, whether they are positive or negative, tend to stick with us much longer. For example, a thrilling experience like graduating from school or a traumatic event such as an accident can create lasting impressions in our minds. This is partly because the amygdala, a brain region involved in processing emotions, works closely with the hippocampus, which is crucial for forming new memories. When we experience something emotionally charged, the amygdala signals to the hippocampus to enhance the encoding of that memory, making it more likely to be retained over time. On the other hand, the memories that lack emotional weight, or those that we do not revisit often, are more susceptible to fading. The brain constantly reorganizes and prunes memories, discarding information that it deems less important. This process is influenced by our daily lives and the constant influx of new information. If we don't think about a particular memory or connect it to something meaningful, it's more likely to slip away. Additionally, the phenomenon known as the forgetting curve, which describes how information is lost over time if there is no attempt to retain it, plays a significant role in memory fading. This means that if we don't actively engage with a memory, it can weaken and eventually vanish. Another interesting factor is the nature of memory itself, which is not like a video recording that can be played back exactly as it happened. Instead, memories are reconstructed every time we recall them, which can lead to
alterations over time. When we remember an event, we may unintentionally mix it with other memories or change details based on new experiences or information, which can lead to a more vivid but less accurate recollection. This process can create a hierarchy of memories where some stand out sharply while others blur into the background. Moreover, age plays a significant role in how memories are retained. As people grow older, they may experience changes in brain structure and function which can affect memory. Certain types of memories, particularly those formed during adolescence and early adulthood, often remain vivid, as these years are typically packed with new experiences and emotional learning. However, as we age, the ability to form new memories may decline, and older memories may also fade, especially if they are not frequently accessed or reinforced. But cultural differences play a significant role in how people express and regulate their emotions, with each culture offering unique norms and values that shape these behaviors. For instance, in many Western cultures, individuals are often encouraged to express their emotions openly, viewing emotional expression as a sign of authenticity and personal strength. This can lead to behaviors such as discussing feelings directly, displaying emotions in public, and valuing individual emotional experiences. In contrast, many Eastern cultures where collectivism is more prominent may emphasize emotional restraint and harmony within the group. Here, showing too much emotion might be seen as disruptive or inappropriate, leading individuals to regulate their feelings more internally and prioritize the group's emotional well-being over personal expression. Moreover, the concept of emotional intelligence can vary across cultures, with some cultures valuing the ability to read and respond to others' emotions, while others might focus more on self-regulation and managing one's own feelings. For example, in some indigenous cultures, there is a deep connection between emotions and the natural world, where emotional expression might be intertwined with spiritual practices. Highlighting additionally, the language we use can also reflect and shape emotional expression. Certain cultures have words that describe specific feelings or emotional states that may not have direct translations in other languages. thus influencing how individuals perceive and express those emotions. Furthermore, gender roles within various cultures can affect emotional expression as well, with some societies encouraging men to suppress their emotions to appear strong, while women may be more accepted in expressing vulnerability. This dynamic can create a complex interplay between culture and gender, where individuals navigate their emotional landscapes based on societal expectations. Another interesting aspect is the influence of globalization, where cultural exchanges can lead to shifts in emotional expression and regulation as people from different backgrounds interact and share their emotional practices. These cultural frameworks are essential for understanding the nuances of emotional dynamics in diverse settings, as they offer insight into why individuals might react differently in similar situations, leading to a richer understanding of human behavior across the globe. Ultimately, recognizing these differences not only enhances our empathy and understanding of others, but also enriches our own emotional experiences as we learn to appreciate the myriad ways in which emotions can be expressed and regulated around the world. Empathy plays a crucial role in moral decision-making, as it allows individuals to understand and share the feelings of others, which can significantly influence their judgments and actions. When people empathize with someone who is suffering, for example, they may feel a strong urge to help that person, driven by their emotional connection. This emotional resonance can lead to more compassionate choices, as empathy encourages individuals to consider the perspectives and experiences of others, fostering a sense of responsibility towards their well-being. However, the role of empathy in moral decision-making is often inconsistent, and this inconsistency can arise from several factors. One reason for this inconsistency is that empathy can be selective, meaning that individuals may feel more empathy for those who are similar to them or for people who are easily relatable, while neglecting those who are different or less accessible emotionally. This leads to scenarios where people prioritize helping a friend or a loved one over a stranger, even if the stranger might be in greater need. Additionally, empathy can be influenced by situational factors such as stress or time constraints, which might limit an individual's ability to empathize fully with others. In high-pressure situations, for instance, a person may rely more on logical reasoning or instinctual responses, sidelining empathetic considerations. Furthermore, the way empathy is expressed can vary widely among individuals, shaped by cultural, social, and personal experiences. Some cultures may value emotional restraint, leading individuals to suppress empathetic feelings, while others may encourage open emotional expression. This cultural difference can lead to misunderstandings in moral decision-making, as individuals from different backgrounds may interpret actions and intentions differently based on the level of empathy displayed. Moreover, there is a cognitive aspect to empathy, where individuals might struggle to translate their emotional responses into action. For example, even if someone feels empathy towards victims of a natural disaster, they may feel overwhelmed by the scale of the problem, leading to a sense of helplessness that prevents them from taking meaningful action. This disconnect between feeling empathy and acting on it can create moral dilemmas, where individuals know what is right but struggle to follow through due to emotional fatigue or despair. Lastly, empathy can also clash with utilitarian principles, where the greatest good for the greatest number is prioritized over individual emotional connections. In such cases, a person may have to make tough choices that go against their empathetic instincts, leading to moral discomfort. This conflict can create an internal struggle where one feels torn. Dreams play a fascinating role in our psychological well-being and problem-solving abilities, serving as a unique window into our subconscious mind. When we dream, our brains engage in a complex process that can help us process emotions, experiences, and stressors from our waking life. This is particularly important as it allows us to work through unresolved feelings, fears, or conflicts, which can lead to a greater sense of emotional stability and mental clarity. And for instance, when we experience anxiety or trauma, our dreams often reflect these feelings, providing a safe space for us to confront and analyze our fears without the constraints of reality. Additionally, dreams can enhance our problem-solving skills. Many people have reported waking up with solutions to challenges they were grappling with before bedtime, a phenomenon that researchers attribute to the brain's ability to make new connections in a dream state. This is partly due to the fact that during REM sleep, which is the stage of sleep where most vivid dreaming occurs, our brains are highly active, processing information and consolidating memories, which can lead to creative insights that we might not access during our conscious hours. Moreover, dreaming can also facilitate emotional regulation. In dreams, we often replay significant events or emotions. Allowing this process can help us to better understand our feelings and reactions in real life, making it easier to cope with similar situations when they arise again. For example, someone who has experienced a loss might find themselves dreaming about their loved one, working through their grief and coming to terms with their feelings, ultimately achieving a sense of closure and acceptance. Furthermore, there is a theory known as the continuity hypothesis, which suggests that our dreams are a continuation of our waking thoughts and concerns. Therefore, if we're facing a dilemma or a problem in our daily lives, our dreams might reflect that struggle, helping us to process the issue and explore various resolutions, some of which we may not have considered while awake. This can be particularly useful in fostering creativity, as dreams can present us with novel ideas or perspectives that we can apply to our waking life. Interestingly, research has also shown that certain types of dreams, such as lucid dreams, where the dreamer is aware they are dreaming and can exert control over the dream, can offer even more opportunities for psychological growth and problem solving. Lucid dreaming allows individuals to confront fears directly, practice new skills, or rehearse future scenarios, all of which can lead to increased confidence and better coping strategies. Depression is a complex and multifaceted mental health condition, and understanding why some individuals are more prone to it than others involves considering a wide range of factors. One of the primary influences is genetics, as research indicates that individuals with a family history of depression are at a higher risk, suggesting that certain genetic variations may predispose people to mood disorders. Additionally, brain chemistry plays a significant role. Neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine are crucial for regulating mood, and norepinephrine are crucial for regulating mood, and imbalances in these chemicals can contribute to feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and despair. Environmental factors are also critical, as exposure to stressful life events, such as the loss of a loved one, job loss, or chronic illness, can trigger depressive episodes, particularly in individuals who may already have a predisposition. Childhood experiences, including trauma, abuse, or neglect, can have lasting effects, shaping how individuals respond to stress and adversity later in life. Moreover, socioeconomic status is a considerable factor. Individuals living in poverty or facing financial instability often experience higher levels of stress, which can lead to a greater risk of developing depression. Personality traits come into play as well, with individuals who are more prone to negative thinking, low self-esteem. The way people cope with stress also matters. Those who engage in avoidance or denial may struggle more with depressive symptoms than those who confront their challenges head-on. Furthermore, lifestyle factors such as poor diet, lack of physical activity, and insufficient sleep can negatively affect mental health, making individuals more vulnerable to depression. Cultural and social support systems are important too. Individuals who lack strong social connections or who belong to marginalized communities may feel isolated, which can exacerbate feelings of sadness and helplessness. In contrast, those with robust support networks often have better resilience against mental health issues. Lastly, hormonal changes, such as those experienced during puberty, pregnancy, or menopause, can influence mood and lead to increased susceptibility to depression in certain individuals. Each of these factors interplays in unique ways, highlighting that depression is not simply a result of one single cause, but rather a tapestry of influences that affect individuals differently. The relationship between creativity and mental health is a fascinating, yet complex area of study, offering insights that are not always straightforward. Many researchers, artists, and psychologists have long debated how these two aspects of human experience interact, leading to various theories and observations. One of the most intriguing and often discussed aspects is how creativity can sometimes be both a source of joy and a trigger for distress. While some studies suggest that engaging in creative activities can improve mental well-being, reduce stress, and foster resilience, other research indicates that individuals with mental health issues, such as depression or bipolar disorder, often display heightened creativity. This duality raises questions about whether creativity is a coping mechanism for mental health struggles, or if the intensity of creative expression can exacerbate these conditions. Furthermore, the idea that certain personality traits commonly associated with creativity, such as openness to experience, can also correlate with higher levels of anxiety or mood disorders adds another layer of complexity. Not all creative individuals experience mental health challenges, and not all people with mental health issues display creative capabilities, making it a nuanced relationship that resists easy categorization. The ambiguity surrounding the connection between creativity and mental health is also influenced by sociocultural factors. For instance, in some cultures, creativity is celebrated and encouraged, while in others, it may be seen as an unusual or troubling behavior, potentially impacting how individuals express their creativity and manage their mental health. Moreover, the biological underpinnings of creativity and mental health remain largely unexplored. Some researchers are investigating how brain chemistry, particularly the levels of neurotransmitters like dopamine, may play a role in both creative thinking and susceptibility to mental health conditions. However, the variations in individual experiences, environmental influences, and the spectrum of mental health disorders add complexity to any potential findings. The interplay of these elements suggests that creativity could be both a reflection of one's mental state and a factor that influences mental health, but pinpointing the exact nature of this relationship continues to elude researchers. There's also the question of how different forms of creativity, be it visual arts, music, writing, or performance, affect mental health differently, which remain. Creative outlet may provide unique benefits or pose different challenges depending on the individual's context and their mental health status. For instance, someone may find solace in painting, using it as a form of therapy, while another person might struggle with the pressures of performing music, leading to anxiety. This variance makes it difficult to early attachment styles formed during childhood play a crucial role in shaping how individuals approach romantic relationships in adulthood. The theory of attachment, developed by psychologist John Bowlby and further explored by Mary Ainsworth, suggests that the bonds formed between children and their caregivers set the foundation for future emotional connections. Children who experience consistent, responsive care typically develop secure, self-sabotaging behaviors are fascinating, yet puzzling, as they often seem to contradict our best interests, leading us to wonder why individuals engage in such actions despite being aware of the potential negative outcomes. One reason people might engage in self-sabotage is rooted in fear of failure, or even fear of success, which can create a kind of paralysis, where the anxiety of what might happen if they succeed, or the pressure that comes with it, feels overwhelming. It's almost as if the comfort zone, even if it's not particularly pleasant, becomes a safer space than the uncertainty of change. This can lead individuals to inadvertently create obstacles such as procrastination or negative self-talk, which then serve to affirm their doubts and fears, making it easier to justify their behaviors. Additionally, some people may have learned these patterns early in life, perhaps as coping mechanisms or survival strategies, which can make self-sabotage feel like a familiar, albeit unhelpful, response to stress or challenges. This can be further complicated by low self-esteem, where individuals may feel unworthy of success or happiness, leading them to act in ways that reinforce their negative self-perceive. Another critical factor is the need for control. Sometimes people engage in self-sabotage as a way to maintain a sense of agency over their lives. It becomes a paradoxical way to exert control in situations where they feel powerless, creating a cycle of sabotage that can be difficult to break. In some cases, there's also a belief that they don't deserve good things, which may stem from past experiences or negative messaging they have internalized over time. This belief can be so ingrained that it feels almost instinctive to push away opportunities that might lead to success or happiness, reinforcing the idea that they are not meant for such outcomes. Furthermore, self-sabotaging behaviors can sometimes provide a temporary sense of relief, creating a false sense of security in the face of stress or uncertainty. Moreover, social and cultural factors can also play a significant role. Peer influences, societal expectations, and cultural narratives can shape an individual's beliefs about success and failure, leading them to self-sabotage in order to align with the perceived norms or to avoid standing out. The desire for acceptance can be powerful, and when one believes that their success may alienate them from their social circle, they might unconsciously choose to engage. Chronic loneliness can have profound psychological effects, impacting mental health in various ways, leading to feelings of sadness, anxiety, and even depression. Studies show that individuals who experience persistent loneliness may have an increased risk of developing mental health disorders, as the lack of social interaction can create a sense of emptiness and despair. This loneliness can activate the body's stress response, leading to higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which over time can contribute to a range of health problems, including heart disease and weakened immune function. Moreover, chronic loneliness can affect cognitive functioning, causing difficulties in concentration, memory, and decision-making, as the brain may struggle to process information effectively when it is not regularly engaged in social interactions. Additionally, loneliness can lead to a negative feedback loop, as individuals may withdraw further from social situations, fearing rejection or feeling unworthy of companionship, which only exacerbates their feelings of isolation. To mitigate the effects of chronic loneliness, several strategies can be employed. Engaging in community activities such as volunteering or joining clubs can provide opportunities for social interaction and help individuals build connections with others who share similar interests. It can also be beneficial to reach out to friends or family members, not just for support, but also to rekindle relationships that may have faded over time. Practicing mindfulness and self-compassion can help individuals become more aware of their feelings and develop a kinder relationship with themselves, reducing the negative emotions associated with loneliness. Therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, can offer tools to challenge negative thoughts and behaviors related to loneliness, fostering healthier social connections. Additionally, technology can play a role in reducing feelings of isolation. Online communities and social media platforms can help individuals connect with others, share experiences, and find support, particularly when in-person interactions are limited. Physical activity is another effective way to combat loneliness, as exercise not only boosts mood through the release of endorphins, but can also provide opportunities to meet new people, such as in group. Establishing a routine that includes regular social activities, even if they're small, can provide structure and a sense of purpose, helping to alleviate feelings of emptiness. Lastly, educating oneself about the nature of loneliness and its effects can empower individuals to take proactive steps in their lives. Understanding that loneliness is a common experience that many face, and recognizing the importance of reaching out for help when needed. By combining these strategies, individuals can work towards reducing the psychological impact of chronic loneliness, fostering a sense of practical and actionable tools to reduce chronic loneliness. The brain processes and stores emotional memories differently from factual memories due to the involvement of various brain regions and the distinct pathways they take. Emotional memories, which are often tied to significant life events, are primarily processed in the amygdala, deep within the temporal lobe. This region plays a crucial role in detecting emotional significance and generating emotional responses, which means that when we experience something emotionally charged, such as a wedding, a loss, or a frightening event, the amygdala becomes highly active. This emotional intensity can enhance the encoding of the memory, making it more vivid and easier to recall later. On the other hand, factual memories or declarative memories rely more on the hippocampus, another key structure located in the brain's temporal lobe. The hippocampus is essential for forming new factual memories and for navigating through spatial environments. When we learn facts, such as historical dates or scientific concepts, the hippocampus helps to organize and store this information in a way that is accessible for future recall. Interestingly, while the hippocampus works on these factual details, it can also be influenced by the emotional context provided by the amygdala. For instance, if you learn a fact during a highly emotional moment, that fact may be stored with greater strength and clarity, as the emotional component enhances the overall memory experience. Moreover, emotional memories often have a more lasting impact than factual ones due to the brain's natural tendency to prioritize survival information. Events that evoke strong emotions, whether positive or negative, trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which can further solidify the memory. This is why we often remember our first kiss or a traumatic event more vividly than we remember a random fact learned in school. And additionally, the retrieval of emotional memories can be prompted by cues that evoke similar feelings, such as a specific song or a familiar scent, which may not work as effectively for purely factual information. This emotional tagging helps the brain to create a rich tapestry of memories that are interconnected through emotional significance, making them easier to access when we encounter similar emotional stimuli in the future. In contrast, recalling factual memories often requires a more deliberate effort, as they may not have the same emotional triggers associated with them. As a result, while both types of memories are essential for our understanding of the world, the processes by which they are encoded, stored, and retrieved highlight the unique interplay between emotion and memory within the brain, showcasing the bystander effect. A fascinating psychological phenomenon occurs when the presence of others discourages an individual from intervening in an emergency situation. This effect has been studied extensively, revealing several key reasons why it happens. One major factor is diffusion of responsibility, which suggests that when there are many people present, individuals feel less compelled to take action. Believing this sense of shared responsibility can lead to inaction as people look around and see others who are also not responding, which reinforces their own decision to remain passive. Another reason is social influence, as bystanders often look to the behavior of others to gauge how to react. If they observe that no one else is acting, they may conclude that the situation is not as serious as it appears, or they may feel uncertain about how to respond appropriately. Additionally, the ambiguity of a situation plays a critical role. In unclear circumstances, people may hesitate to act because they are unsure whether there is a real need for help, or they might fear embarrassing themselves by overreacting. Furthermore, personal factors such as fear of judgment or concern for one's own safety can also contribute to the bystander effect. Individuals might worry about legal repercussions or feel that their actions could escalate the situation, leading them to hesitate. Research has shown that this phenomenon is more pronounced in larger groups where the likelihood of intervention decreases as the number of bystanders increases. Interestingly, studies have indicated that when a person is singled out in a crowd, they are more likely to take action, as this eliminates the diffusion of responsibility and prompts a sense of accountability. Cultural factors may also influence the bystander effect, as some cultures emphasize individualism, while others stress collectivism, which can affect how people respond in emergencies. In essence, the bystander effect is a complex interplay of psychological, social, and situational factors, making it a compelling topic for understanding human behavior in critical moments. Societal norms play a significant role in shaping how individuals express grief and loss, as these norms dictate acceptable behaviors and emotional responses during such distressing times. Different cultures have unique traditions and practices surrounding mourning, which can influence everything from the duration of grief to the manner in which it is publicly displayed. For instance, in some cultures, open displays of sorrow, such as wailing or wearing specific mourning attire, are encouraged and seen as a vital part of the grieving process, allowing individuals to fully express their pain and receive community support. In contrast, other societies may promote a more subdued approach where individuals are expected to maintain composure and not display their emotions too openly, sometimes leading to feelings of isolation for those who are grieving, as they may feel pressured to conform to these expectations. Additionally, the influence of societal norms can also vary based on factors like gender, age, and social status, with men often facing different expectations than women when it comes to expressing grief. For example, men might be encouraged to adopt a stoic demeanor, while women may find more acceptance in expressing their emotions, which can create a disparity in how grief is processed and shared. Moreover, the context of loss, such as the death of a loved one versus the loss of a job or a relationship, can further complicate how individuals navigate their grief, as societal norms can dictate whether certain losses are considered worthy of public mourning or if they should be internalized and dealt with privately. The timing of grief is also influenced by societal expectations. In many cultures, there are specific mourning periods which dictate how long individuals should grieve outwardly, affecting their emotional healing. For some, the pressure to move on quickly can lead to unresolved feelings and complicated grief, as they may feel they have to suppress their emotions to fit in with societal timelines. Furthermore, societal attitudes toward death and loss can impact how individuals are supported, with some communities providing robust networks of support, while others may lack the resources or the willingness to engage in discussions about grief, leaving individuals to navigate their loss in silence. Technology and social media have also introduced new dimensions to how grief is expressed, as individuals now have platforms to share their experiences and connect with others who are going through similar losses. However, this can create a paradox where the public nature of online grief can sometimes clash with the more private aspects of mourning that societal norms may endorse. Overall, the interplay between societal norms and personal expression of grief is complex. Procrastination, a common challenge faced by many, often stems from a complex mix of psychological and environmental factors. One significant reason people struggle with procrastination is linked to their emotional state. When tasks seem overwhelming or anxiety-inducing, individuals may choose to delay them, seeking temporary relief from the discomfort they feel. This avoidance behavior can create a cycle where the more one postpones, the greater the anxiety becomes, leading to further procrastination. Additionally, perfectionism plays a crucial role. Individuals who set excessively high standards for themselves may fear failure or making mistakes, causing them to hesitate and avoid starting a task altogether. Furthermore, lack of motivation can also contribute to procrastination. If a person does not find a task engaging or meaningful, they are less likely to prioritize it. This disinterest can result from unclear goals, lack of purpose, or even a mismatch between a person's skills and the demands of the task, making it easy to put off what feels unimportant or unattainable. Another factor at play is poor time management skills. Many individuals struggle to effectively plan and allocate time for tasks, leading to feelings of being overwhelmed, which can push them to procrastinate instead of tackling their responsibilities head-on. Environmental influences can exacerbate procrastination as well. A distracting environment filled with interruptions or temptations can make it difficult to focus on the task at hand. In our digital age, the constant availability of social media and entertainment can pull attention away from important work, moreover, the presence of negative feedback or criticism can lead to a fear of judgment, which discourages individuals from completing tasks and might result in avoidance. Social dynamics also play a role. For instance, if a peer group normalizes procrastination, individuals may feel social pressure to conform to that behavior. Interestingly, studies have shown that procrastination can also be linked to specific personality traits. Those who are more impulsive or have a tendency to seek immediate gratification may find it harder to resist distractions and prioritize long-term goals, leading to habitual procrastination. Additionally, self-discipline and self-regulation are crucial, as individuals who struggle with these skills may find it challenging to stick to their plans and follow through on tasks. Ultimately, understanding the multifaceted reasons behind procrastination can be beneficial for individuals looking to improve their productivity. By addressing emotional barriers, enhancing motivation, developing better time management skills, creating a focused environment, and cultivating self-discipline, people can work. The impact of color on mood and behavior is a fascinating area of study, one that has intrigued psychologists, artists, and designers for years, yet there remain aspects that elude complete understanding. And researchers have established that colors can evoke certain emotional responses. For instance, warm colors like red and orange often stimulate feelings of warmth, excitement, or even aggression, while cooler colors like blue and green tend to promote calmness and relaxation. However, the reasons behind these associations are not entirely clear. One unexplained phenomenon is how individual experiences and cultural backgrounds influence color perception. People from different cultures may have varying emotional responses to the same color. For example, while white is often associated with purity and weddings in Western cultures, it can symbolize mourning in some Asian cultures. This suggests that personal and cultural contexts play a significant role, yet the exact mechanisms through which these associations are formed remain a mystery. Moreover, the psychological effects of color can be complex and contradictory. While a study might show that the color yellow can increase happiness, another may indicate that it can also lead to feelings of frustration or anxiety, particularly in excessive amounts. This duality raises questions about the contexts in which colors are perceived. For instance, the setting, lighting, and even the accompanying colors can significantly alter a person's emotional response to a particular hue. Additionally, there is the question of color's impact on behavior, such as how it might influence decision-making or productivity. Some research suggests that certain colors can improve focus and performance, yet the specific conditions under which these effects occur are still not fully understood. Another intriguing aspect is the physiological response to color, which remains largely unexplained. Some studies suggest that colors can affect heart rate and even appetite. For instance, red is known to increase heart rate and stimulate hunger, which is why many fast food restaurants utilize it in their branding. Yet the exact biological pathways through which color influences these physical responses are not yet clear. Furthermore, the impact of color can also vary significantly from one individual to another. What calms one person might agitate another, hinting at deeply personal and perhaps unconscious associations that are not easily measurable. The concept of color therapy or chromotherapy also enters this discussion, as some believe that different colors can be used to heal or enhance well-being, but scientific support for this practice is limited, leaving much to be explored. The complexities surrounding color perception, emotional response, and behavior continue to raise questions, making it a rich field for ongoing research. Stereotypes, which are oversimplified ideas about groups of people, can significantly shape our perceptions and interactions, often without us even realizing it. From a young age, we are exposed to various messages in media, culture, and our own environments, which can form and reinforce these stereotypes in our minds. And these preconceived notions can influence how we perceive others, affecting our judgments, expectations, and behaviors toward them. For instance, if someone grows up hearing that a particular group is less capable or more aggressive, they might unconsciously carry those beliefs into their interactions with individuals from that group, regardless of their actual behavior or abilities. Research has shown that our brains tend to categorize information to make sense of the world. And when we meet someone new, our brains may quickly draw on these associations, affecting our first impressions and how we interact with that person. This can manifest in various ways, such as in the workplace, where a manager might unconsciously favor employees who fit a certain stereotype, leading to unequal opportunities for those who don't fit that mold. Social situations can also be affected. For example, people may find themselves feeling more comfortable or at ease with individuals who fit their stereotypes while feeling tense or uncertain around those who do not. Moreover, stereotypes can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. When individuals are aware of the stereotypes associated with their group, it can lead to anxiety and pressure to conform to or counteract those expectations. This phenomenon is known as stereotype threat, where individuals may perform worse when they are reminded of negative stereotypes about their group, reinforcing the very stereotypes that caused the anxiety in the first place. This cycle can perpetuate misunderstandings, as people may not fully recognize the impact of stereotypes on their behavior or the behavior of others. In educational settings, stereotypes can influence teacher expectations and student performance. If teachers have lower expectations for students from certain backgrounds, those students may internalize those low expectations and perform accordingly, which can further entrench societal stereotypes. Conversely, when teachers hold high expectations for all students, it can inspire and empower students to exceed those expectations, showcasing their true potential. On a societal level, media representations play a crucial role in shaping stereotypes. The way groups are portrayed in movies, television, and news can influence public opinion and contribute to the formation of stereotypes. For example, if a particular group is consistently shown in a negative light, it can lead to widespread assumptions about that. Humor plays a remarkable role in coping with stress and enhancing psychological resilience, acting as a powerful tool that can help individuals navigate through challenging times. It allows people to reframe difficult situations, making them seem less overwhelming and more manageable. When individuals share a laugh, whether it's through a funny story, a joke, or a comedic movie, the act of laughing releases endorphins, which are chemicals in the brain that promote a sense of well-being and can temporarily relieve pain. This natural high not only boosts mood, but also creates a sense of connection with others, fostering social bonds that are essential for emotional support. Moreover, humor encourages a shift in perspective, allowing people to view their problems from a different angle. This cognitive shift can lead to reduced stress levels, as it helps break the cycle of negative thoughts that often accompany anxiety and despair. Research has shown that individuals with a strong sense of humor tend to have better coping strategies. They often handle life's difficulties with a lighthearted approach, which can make the burdens feel lighter. For instance, using humor in stressful situations can diffuse tension and promote a sense of relaxation, making it easier to approach problems with a clear mind. Additionally, humor can serve as a coping mechanism during difficult conversations or situations, as it can help ease discomfort, allowing for more open communication and understanding, ultimately leading to better outcomes. Furthermore, humor can contribute to psychological resilience by fostering optimism. People who can find humor in their circumstances are often more hopeful about the future. They are more likely to see challenges as temporary and surmountable rather than as insurmountable obstacles. This positive outlook can promote perseverance, encouraging individuals to keep pushing through adversity rather than giving up. In group settings, humor can strengthen community bonds, as shared laughter creates a sense of belonging, which is crucial for mental health. When people laugh together, it reinforces social ties. And in essence, humor acts as a buffer against stress, reducing its impact on mental well-being while simultaneously promoting resilience, allowing individuals to bounce back more effectively from setbacks. By incorporating humor into daily life, whether through comedy, social interactions, or simply finding joy in the little things, individuals can enhance their coping mechanisms and improve their overall psychological health. Nostalgia, that bittersweet feeling we experience when we think back to moments from our past, has a fascinating impact on mental health and well-being over time. Research suggests that nostalgia can serve as a psychological resource, helping individuals cope with stress, loneliness. When people engage in nostalgic reminiscing, they often recall positive memories, which can elevate mood and promote feelings of connectedness. And this is especially true during challenging times. Studies show that reminiscing about cherished experiences can lead to increased feelings of self-worth and purpose, contributing to a greater sense of well-being. The effects of nostalgia are not just fleeting, as they can have long-term benefits. For instance, individuals who regularly reflect on positive memories tend to report lower levels of depression and greater life satisfaction. This can be particularly important as people age, when they may face more significant life changes, such as retirement or the loss of loved ones. Nostalgia can act as a bridge, helping older adults maintain a sense of identity and continuity, allowing them to feel connected to their past while navigating the present. Moreover, nostalgia has been linked to improved social connectedness. When we share our nostalgic stories with others, it can foster intimacy and strengthen relationships, creating a sense of belonging. This social aspect of nostalgia is crucial because social support is a key factor in mental health. Engaging in nostalgia can make us feel less isolated, reminding us of the bonds we've formed over time and reinforcing our ties to others. However, it's important to recognize that nostalgia isn't always beneficial. For some, excessive nostalgia can lead to feelings of sadness or longing for the past, which may result in a negative impact on mental health. When individuals dwell too much on what has been lost, it can prevent them from fully engaging with the present, leading to a cycle of regret or dissatisfaction. Finding a balance is key. Savoring positive memories while also being open to new experiences can promote a healthier relationship with nostalgia. In addition, the way nostalgia is experienced can vary from person to person. Some may find comfort in nostalgia, while others might feel a sense of loss or grief. Cultural factors, personal experiences, and individual temperament can shape how nostalgia is felt and expressed, influencing its impact on mental well-being. For instance, people who have experienced significant trauma may find that nostalgia brings a mix of positive and negative emotions, complicating their mental health journey. Interestingly, the context in which nostalgia arises can also play a role. Biases and prejudices often stem from a complex interplay of psychological mechanisms, which can be understood through various theories and frameworks in psychology. One significant mechanism is social categorization, which is the process by which individuals sort themselves and others into groups based on characteristics such as race, gender, age, or even hobbies. This categorization helps simplify our social world, making it easier to navigate, but it can also lead to stereotyping, where individuals ascribe certain traits to entire groups. Cognitive biases also play a crucial role. For instance, the confirmation bias leads people to seek out, interpret, and remember information in a way that confirms their pre-existing beliefs, thus reinforcing their prejudices. Another psychological mechanism is the in-group/out-group phenomenon, which describes how people tend to favor those who belong to their own group while being suspicious or hostile towards those from different groups. This can lead to feelings of belonging and identity, but it can also create a sense of competition or threat, which can manifest as prejudice against outgroup members. The social identity theory explains that individuals derive a part of their self-concept from their group memberships, leading to an emotional investment in the status of their group, sometimes resulting in discrimination against others. Additionally, emotional responses such as fear or anxiety can trigger biases and prejudices. For example, when faced with individuals who are different, some may experience discomfort or fear, prompting defensive reactions that can lead to negative stereotypes. This emotional aspect is often tied to evolutionary psychology, where certain biases may have developed as survival mechanisms, helping our ancestors navigate social threats in their environment. Moreover, learned behavior plays a significant role in the development of biases and prejudices. From a young age, individuals are influenced by their family, friends, media, and society, absorbing attitudes and beliefs that can shape their perceptions of different groups. This social learning can perpetuate stereotypes as children mimic the prejudicial views of those around them, leading to a cycle of bias that can persist into adulthood. Logical mechanisms such as cognitive dissonance also come into play. This can lead to generalizations that reinforce prejudices, allowing individuals to maintain a negative view of others while justifying their beliefs. Research has shown that individuals often align their beliefs with those of authority figures or the majority. Cultural narratives play a significant role in shaping individual identity and self-perception, as they provide the context through which people understand themselves and their place in the world. These narratives, which can be found in myths, stories, traditions, and shared experiences, influence how individuals relate to their communities and to themselves. They create a framework for understanding values, norms, and expectations, which in turn affects personal behavior and self-image. For instance, a person raised in a culture that emphasizes collective achievement may view success through the lens of group contributions, leading to a sense of identity that is closely tied to community. On the other hand, someone from a culture that values individualism might prioritize personal accomplishments, seeing their identity as distinct and separate from the group. Moreover, cultural narratives often encompass historical contexts that inform current social dynamics. Those who identify with a culture that has a legacy of resilience may perceive challenges as opportunities for growth, while others from cultures with histories of oppression might develop a critical view of societal structures, affecting their self-perception and aspirations. These stories are not just passive reflections of culture, they actively participate in the formation of identity, reinforcing certain traits or behaviors as desirable or unacceptable. In addition, the representation of various identities within cultural narratives can either empower or marginalize individuals. For example, if a cultural narrative predominantly portrays one racial and ethnic group in a positive light, while depicting others negatively, group may develop a strong sense of pride and confidence, while those from marginalized groups may struggle with self-esteem and acceptance. And furthermore, as people navigate different cultural landscapes, they often adapt their self-perception accordingly. For instance, an immigrant may find that their identity shifts as they integrate into a new culture, adopting aspects of that culture's narrative while negotiating their original identity. This blending can lead to a richer, more complex self-concept, but the impact of cultural narratives is not static. As society evolves, so do the stories that shape it. Contemporary movements for social justice and equality are reshaping narratives around identity, encouraging a more inclusive understanding that recognizes diverse experiences. This shift can empower individuals to embrace multifaceted identities, fostering self-acceptance and a deeper connection to others. As people engage with these narratives, whether through literature, media, or personal interactions, they actively participate in the construction of their identity. This ongoing dialogue between individual experiences and cultural narratives highlights the dynamic nature of identity. The connection between sleep and emotional regulation is a fascinating area of research that continues to unfold, revealing complexities that are not yet fully understood. Sleep, as many know, plays a critical role in physical health, but its influence on our emotions is equally significant. When we sleep, our brains engage in processes that help us process emotions, consolidate memories, and even regulate our mood. However, the precise mechanisms behind these processes remain somewhat mysterious. For instance, studies have shown that lack of sleep can heighten emotional reactivity, making individuals more prone to experiencing anxiety, irritability, and depression. This suggests that sleep deprivation affects our ability to manage emotions, but researchers are still exploring how different stages of sleep, such as rapid eye movement sleep, contribute to emotional processing. Additionally, the neurochemical changes that occur during sleep are believed to impact our emotional health. Certain neurotransmitters, which are chemicals that transmit signals in the brain, fluctuate during sleep cycles, yet the exact relationship between these fluctuations and emotional regulation is still being studied. For example, often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter, is known to play a significant role in mood regulation. Sleep disturbances can disrupt serotonin production, potentially leading to mood disorders. Furthermore, the quality of sleep appears to be just as crucial as the quantity. Poor quality sleep can lead to significant impairments in emotional regulation, even if the total hours of sleep seem adequate. Moreover, the bidirectional relationship between sleep and emotion is another area of interest. Not only can poor sleep lead to heightened emotional distress, but negative emotions can also disrupt sleep, creating a cyclical pattern that can be challenging to break. This interplay complicates our understanding of emotional regulation, as it raises questions about which comes first, the emotional distress or the sleep disruption. Some researchers propose that emotional regulation strategies, such as cognitive reappraisal, may be harder to employ when one is sleep deprived, leading to a greater likelihood of negative emotional responses. The impact of sleep on emotional regulation can vary across different populations as well, with some studies suggesting that children and adolescents may be particularly sensitive to the effects of sleep deprivation on their emotional well-being. This raises important questions about the implications for mental health in younger individuals, especially in today's fast-paced society where sleep is often sacrificed for academic and social pressures. Overall, while we know that sleep is deeply intertwined with emotional regulation, the full extent of this connection, including the biological, psychological, and social, habits form through a process known as habit formation, which is often explained by the habit loop, a concept developed by Charles Duhigg in his book, The Power of Habit. This loop consists of three main components: the cue, the routine, and the reward. First, a cue or trigger initiates the habit, which can be anything from a specific time of day, an emotional state, or an environmental trigger. This cue leads to the routine, which is the actual behavior or action taken. And finally, the routine is followed by a reward, which reinforces the behavior and encourages repetition. This cyclical nature of habits means that over time, as the cue is consistently paired with the routine and the reward, the brain learns to associate them, making the habit more automatic and ingrained. And the psychology behind habits is deeply rooted in the brain's structure and function. Specifically, the basal ganglia, a group of structures in the brain involved in the control of movement and decision-making, play a critical role in forming habits. When a habit is formed, the brain essentially conserves energy by automating the behavior, allowing individuals to perform tasks without conscious thought. This is why habits can be so powerful. They free up cognitive resources for other activities. However, this also means that breaking a habit can be challenging, as it requires reprogramming the brain to respond differently to cues. When it comes to changing habits, several psychological strategies can be effective. One of the most prominent is the process of self-mentoring, where individuals track their behaviors and identify triggers or cues that lead to undesired actions. This increased awareness can help in modifying the routine associated with a cue. Another useful strategy is to introduce a replacement behavior. Instead of simply trying to stop a habit, individuals can substitute it with a healthier or more productive routine. For instance, if someone wants to stop snacking on junk food while watching TV, they might replace that behavior with snacking on fruits or vegetables instead. Additionally, social support and accountability can significantly influence habit change. Engaging friends or family members in the process, or even joining a group with similar goals, can create a sense of community and motivation, making it easier to stick with new habits. Research has shown that when people share their goals with others, they are more likely to follow through, as the social aspect adds an element of commitment. Furthermore, the concept of identity change plays a crucial role in habit transformation. When individuals begin to multitasking, a common practice in our fast-paced world, involves juggling multiple tasks simultaneously, and while many believe it enhances productivity, the effects on cognitive performance remain a topic of ongoing research, leading to some unclear conclusions. One area of uncertainty revolves around how multitasking influences memory retention. Some studies suggest that when people switch between tasks, they may struggle to form long-term memories as their attention is divided, which can lead to incomplete processing of information. However, other research indicates that some individuals may adapt to multitasking, developing strategies that allow them to information despite the divided focus, leaving scientists to question whether memory impairment is a universal effect or varies from person to person. Another ambiguous aspect is the impact of multitasking on problem-solving skills. While it seems intuitive that managing several tasks at once could enhance flexibility and creative thinking, studies have produced mixed results. Some researchers argue that the constant shifting of attention might hinder deep thinking and analytical skills, as it disrupts the cognitive flow needed for complex problem solving, while others propose that frequent multitaskers may develop a unique cognitive agility, enabling them to tackle problems from various angles simultaneously. Additionally, the effects of multitasking on emotional regulation are still being explored. Some findings suggest that individuals who frequently multitask might experience increased stress and anxiety, as they constantly feel pressured to perform multiple tasks at once. But other studies indicate that certain multitaskers might thrive in busy environments, finding a sense of accomplishment and enjoyment in managing several activities simultaneously. Multitasking is consistent across different individuals, or if it depends on one's personality and coping mechanisms. Moreover, there is ongoing debate regarding while some studies raise concerns that excessive multitasking, especially with digital devices, may hinder cognitive development in children and adolescents, leading to decreased attention spans and poor academic performance. Other researchers suggest that moderate multitasking might enhance certain cognitive skills, such as quick decision-making and adaptability, challenging the notion that multitasking is inherently detrimental to cognitive growth. Finally, the potential influence of technology on multitasking outcomes remains a murky area. As digital devices become more integrated into daily life, the way we multitask has evolved, and it is still unclear how this shift affects cognitive performance. While some argue that the constant notifications and distractions from smartphones and computers diminish our ability to focus, others assert that technology can facilitate multitasking in ways that enhance productivity, allowing for more the fear of failure is a powerful emotion that can deeply influence both personal and professional growth, shaping the way individuals approach their goals, challenges, and aspirations. When people fear failure, it often leads to a reluctance to take risks, as they may become overly cautious, avoiding situations where they might not succeed. This avoidance can limit opportunities for growth, as the willingness to step outside one's comfort zone is essential for learning and development. In a personal context, the fear of failure can manifest in various ways, such as procrastination, perfectionism, or a tendency to give up easily. For instance, someone might avoid pursuing a new hobby or learning a new skill because they are afraid they won't perform well, missing out on the chance to explore their passions or discover hidden talents. In professional settings, the fear of failure can have similarly limiting effects. Employees may hesitate to propose innovative ideas, fearing that their suggestions will be rejected or that they will be blamed if an initiative doesn't succeed. This can create a culture of stagnation within organizations, where individuals stick to safe, tried and true methods rather than experimenting with new approaches. And note that failure is often a stepping stone to success. Many successful individuals point to their past failures as critical learning experiences that taught them resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. Embracing failure as part of the journey can encourage a growth mindset where challenges are seen as opportunities to improve and grow rather than as threats to self-worth or capability. Additionally, overcoming the fear of failure can foster greater self-confidence when individuals confront their fears, take risks, and experience both success and failure. They often emerge with a deeper understanding of their abilities and limits. This self-awareness can lead to more informed decision-making and a more authentic approach to both personal and professional endeavors. It's also worth noting that supportive environments, whether in personal relationships or the workplace, can help mitigate the fear of failure. When people feel safe to express their ideas, take risks, and even fail without fear of harsh judgment, they are more likely to innovate and push their boundaries. Furthermore, the fear of failure can drive individuals to prepare more thoroughly for challenges, leading to better performance in the long run. Preparation may involve extensive research, practice, and planning, which can enhance skills and knowledge. In this way, the fear of failure, when managed properly, can serve as a motivating force that encourages individuals to work harder and strive for excellence. Ultimately, understanding social support plays a significant role in coping with chronic illness, as it can greatly influence an individual's emotional, mental, and even physical well-being. When someone is dealing with a chronic condition, having a network of friends, family, or support groups can provide a sense of belonging, understanding, and encouragement. This support can come in various forms, whether it's practical assistance, such as help with daily tasks, or emotional support, like listening and providing comfort during tough times. Research has shown that individuals with strong social support systems tend to experience lower levels of anxiety and depression, which are common challenges for those facing long-term health issues. Moreover, social support can also contribute to better health outcomes. Studies indicate that patients who feel supported by their loved ones are more likely to adhere to treatment plans, attend medical appointments, and engage in healthy behaviors. This is partly because social support can motivate individuals, creating a sense of accountability and fostering a positive outlook on their health journey. Furthermore, sharing experiences with others who understand the challenges of chronic illness can lead to the exchange of useful information, coping strategies, and resources that might not have been considered otherwise. In addition, social support can buffer the effects of stress. Chronic illness often brings about a range of stressors, including financial concerns, lifestyle adjustments, and the emotional toll of managing a long-term condition. With a solid support network, individuals may feel less isolated, which can mitigate feelings of helplessness or frustration. People who experience chronic illnesses may also find comfort and validation in discussing their feelings and fears with someone who has a similar experience, knowing they are not alone in their struggles. Moreover, social support can also enhance resilience, which is crucial for coping with the ups and downs of chronic illness. Resilience refers to the ability to bounce back from adversity, and having supportive relationships can foster this trait. When individuals know they have others to lean on, they may feel more empowered to face challenges and adapt to their circumstances. This sense of empowerment can translate into a more proactive approach to managing their health, such as seeking medical advice or trying new treatment options. Additionally, the type of social support can vary, with some people thriving on emotional support, while others may prefer practical help or informational assistance. And emotional support can include expressions of empathy, love, and encouragement, while practical support might involve help with transportation to medical appointments or assistance with meal preparation. Informational support involves sharing knowledge and resources, which can be incredibly beneficial in navigating. The language and communication styles play a crucial role in shaping interpersonal relationships, influencing everything from how we connect with others to how we resolve conflicts and even how we build trust. Different cultures and backgrounds often lead to varied communication styles, which can either enhance or hinder relationships. For instance, in some cultures, direct communication is valued, where people say exactly what they mean, while in others, indirect communication is preferred, where the context, tone, and nonverbal cues carry significant meaning. This difference can lead to misunderstandings, as individuals may misinterpret the intent behind someone's words or actions. Additionally, the use of formal versus informal language can indicate the level of intimacy or familiarity in a relationship. For example, using informal language, such as slang or colloquialisms, conversely, formal language might be used in professional settings where maintaining boundaries is important, yet it can also create distance if used excessively in personal relationships. Furthermore, communication styles that incorporate humor, empathy, and active listening can significantly enhance connections between people. Those who express themselves with warmth and understanding often find it easier to form bonds, as they create a safe space for others to share their thoughts and feelings. On the other hand, a communication style that is overly critical or dismissive can lead to resentment and conflict, ultimately damaging relationships. The way we express emotions also impacts how we relate to others. For example, someone who openly shares their feelings may cultivate deeper connections, while someone who keeps their emotions bottled up might struggle to create intimacy. Nonverbal communication, including body language, facial expressions, and eye contact, is equally important in conveying messages and emotions. A warm smile, for instance, can make a person feel welcomed and valued, while crossed arms might suggest defensiveness or disinterest. Moreover, the ability to adapt one's communication style depending on the situation and the person involved is a vital skill in maintaining healthy relationships. Flexibility in communication can help navigate differences, allowing individuals to find common ground despite varying styles. Technology has also transformed the way we communicate, introducing new dynamics into relationships. Texting, social media, and video calls offer different platforms for interaction, each with its own set of challenges and opportunities. While these tools can enhance connectivity, they can also lead to misinterpretations, as tone and intent can be easily lost in written communication. Thus, understanding the nuances as people age, they often experience significant changes in their self-identity and self-worth, which can be influenced by various factors, including physical changes, social dynamics, and life experiences. One of the most notable psychological effects of aging is the shift in how individuals perceive themselves, which can be tied to societal expectations and stereotypes about older adults. Many older individuals may find themselves grappling with a sense of loss, particularly as they reflect on their past achievements and the roles they once held, such as being a parent, professional, or community leader. This reflection can sometimes lead to feelings of inadequacy or diminished self-worth, especially if they feel that they no longer fit into the active, productive image that society often promotes. Moreover, the aging process can bring about physical changes that impact self-identity, such as changes in appearance, mobility, and health. These physical transformations can influence how older adults view themselves, leading to a struggle with aging gracefully. For instance, when individuals notice wrinkles, gray hair, or a decrease in physical stamina, it can challenge their self-image and may cause them to feel less attractive or capable than they once did. This can lead to a crisis of identity, where they may question who they are outside of their previous roles or how they are perceived by others. Social relationships also play a crucial role in shaping self-identity and self-worth as people age. Friendships may change, family dynamics can shift, and the loss of loved ones can create a profound sense of loneliness and isolation. For some, the retirement phase can lead to a loss of purpose, as they might struggle to find new ways to engage with the world. This lack of social support can exacerbate feelings of low self-worth, as individuals may feel disconnected from their communities or undervalued in their contributions. On the other hand, positive social interactions and a strong support network can enhance self-esteem, providing individuals with a sense of belonging and purpose, which is vital for psychological well-being. Additionally, the concept of legacy becomes more pronounced in later life, prompting individuals to consider what they will leave behind for future generations. This introspection can either bolster self-worth as they reflect on their accomplishments and the impact they've had on others, or it can diminish it, particularly if they feel they haven't achieved their goals or made a meaningful difference. The way individuals navigate their personal narratives and how they reconcile their past with their present can significantly affect their overall sense of self. Lastly, the